A third of Americans tune in for the Super Bowl every year. Huh, rookie numbers. Believe it or not, in Japan, half the population watches a single running race. Not a 100-meter sprint, not the Olympics. A 10-hour-long relay race broadcast live on national TV, where marathon monks bring the entire country to a halt. This is the most watched running event on Earth, and chances are you've never even heard of it. So before we get into the main event, the mighty Hakone itself, we've got the warm-up the day before. The New Year Ekiden is where Japan's biggest corporations like Toyota, Honda and Yakult do battle through their relay teams. It's the Tour de France of running, where these companies sponsor teams of athletes, and the race itself is made up of different stages, where specialists attack the up and downs in a non-stop, action-packed event. So I'm just watching the New Year's Ekiden at the moment, and the level is just mental. I've just worked this out, so every time there's an Ekiden like this, it seems like the Japanese guys annihilate the half marathon national record. So during this race, there's one guy fresh out of uni, like 23-year-old, and during his legs, it was like a 22k leg, he split a 58-minute half marathon. Absolutely ridiculous, quicker than any Western runner in history. And like, we think how good Conor Mantz is. He's done, what, a 59-minute half marathon. This is during a relay. It's windy out there. He's had no pacemakers. He's pretty much ran the entire thing solo, and he's ran a 58-something half marathon. It obviously won't count as an actual record because it's during an Ekiden, but something about the Ekiden, it's like everyone could just raise the level. It's mad. I'm sure the same thing will happen with the Hakone Ekiden. You'll have students running like 60 or maybe even under 60 for the half marathon as like an unofficial split during the race. Because I guess to Japanese people, the Ekiden is the most important thing, especially to all their companies, the sponsors. It's more important than Olympics, world champs, anything, the world majors outside of Japan. They put so much into this, like peaking for this. There's so much pressure on it. If almost I wonder it then takes away from them competing on a global level. Like you don't see them right at the top of these half marathons and stuff around the world, the marathons, all of that. Because maybe Ekiden is just so much bigger for them that this is like the be all end all. Now, thanks to a partnership with Barraclough, I'm delighted to be bringing back what the people are calling the greatest sponsor segment in YouTube history. This can only mean one thing: the return of the accent guru. In a world where roaming charges lurk around every corner, one app lets you stay connected anywhere on Earth the second you land. Listen, when I land, I want data now. Do it properly. Download the free Barraclough app. Use code RANTOJAPAN3 to purchase your eSIM in advance and only activate it when your trip begins. Here in his natural habitat, the tourist performs an ancient ritual, staying connected. Observe closely. And he's installed the eSIM, activated on arrival, and he's connected. Absolute scenes! エラロがあれば、地図、ビデオ、一条シェアも OK。旅先でもストレスなく過ごせるから僕よく現地の人ですかって聞かれます。I use code RANTOJAPAN3 for $3 off your first eSIM. Now, I don't know how I'm ever going to top that, but we'll try as I head over to watch the Hakone Ekiden in all its glory. And I'm joined by a special guest who some OG subscribers will recognise. Do you want to actually just give a little introduction for people? Because it's been a while since you were last on the channel.
Yeah, true. Yeah, good to see you growing a lot on YouTube. I'm Sota. I'm technically ran from Japan. I moved to Australia to run more, but it's always good to be back. I come back once a year.
So Sota's a running YouTuber, but basically the reverse of me. A Japanese guy who moved to the West for the lifestyle and running over there. Is there anything you're going to miss going back to Australia now?
Oh, definitely the food. I've been eating so much here, like multiple meals, and I love the free rice refills.
Yeah, it's just how cheap it is. We'll have to hit off after this, maybe. We're thinking Yoshinoya.
Oh yeah.
Classic brekkie. Do you reckon there's anything that Australia's better for with running, or just general?
I'd say the routes are still nicer, like there's a lot more nature, running alongside the water. Yeah, Japan's like not the best running routes, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit useless. Lucky today's kind of quiet with the New Year period. But one thing that never rests is the bloody traffic lights. Yeah, we can go right, but it should change. Oh, there we go. Oh, unreal time.
Yeah, you have memorised it.
I'm there at the time. You have to delay that light slightly and then you can catch this one.
Yeah.
This is the challenge of navigating Tokyo. I always get asked on Strava how I have no elapsed time when running in Tokyo. Well, here's your secret. Memorize how long every light in the city takes to change, so you never have to stop at any. Now, believe it or not, the cacophony of noise you're about to hear isn't, in fact, football hooligans. It's the closest thing running has to it, though. So this is the vibe for the biggest race on Earth. Most popular, most viewed. All Japanese, of course. Look at this. Full on fan club. We can't even run down there. I have to hit a little detour. It's almost like fan clubs in football. Everyone's got the flags out, like repping their uni. I guess it's ex-students, or maybe it's like the uni from their local area. So you've been to Sydney Marathon.
Yeah.
How do you reckon Sydney Marathon, like course, cheering, all of that compares to this?
Yeah, a lot of Sydney Marathon is quite quiet, so this is like insane to see.
And you think Sydney's a world major now? Yeah. This is just like...
Just remember, this is a university relay race. Yeah.
Quite insane.
Oh, there they are. Are we gonna run?
Yeah. We have to put in a shift. They're going to be going maybe 2:55 pace. Oh, we've been blocked. So you can tell the Japanese officials take their job very seriously. Can't risk any streakers on this game day. So we ticked over the rest of this run, a cheeky 25k to earn the Breakfast of Champions.
The only foreigner that I know that likes natto.
The ultimate breakfast treat. But like to Westerners, this is like some kind of sick nightmare. Raw
egg, yeah.
Slimy beans. So I'm going to put natto on the map. After the video of my dad, everyone was either loving it or hating it. And we've both gone for the little mackerel meals. This is my classic breakfast spot. People might recognise from the videos.
Right, third ball, went for a smaller one. So we got medium, large, then small. Trying all the sizes now.
Surely someone watching this video has connections at Yoshinoya. Please get us that sponsorship and a lifetime black card. Back from the run and the Yoshinoya, and we're straight back into the action with the Hakone Ekiden here. So I was tempted to hit the course, but you can only see it for what, a few seconds, then you actually miss a lot of the rest of the race. But this leg's the foreigner leg, so it's a long one, and it's where all the top Kenyans and stuff end up running, and then I guess a lot of the best Japanese runners as well. So we'll follow along with the action here. The big one though is the fifth leg. That's the hill one. It's crazy, like full on mountain up to Hakone. And this is just the first day. Oh, it looks like Waseda's making a move. They're my arch enemies. So it's the university that I attended. Long-term viewers of the channel know that I hold a grudge against them ever since their no foreigner policy, and they didn't let me join the Ekiden team. But no, I've actually met a few of the guys. They're very friendly. So it's more the management, I guess, the directors and stuff. They've got the old traditional Japanese style, but they're absolutely flying here. The Waseda boys moved up, so into third. He's about to take the second place as well. We've got a Kenyan out front. He's winning, but I'm sure he'll get closed in on probably third and fourth legs. I'm hitting the old multitask at the moment, getting my stretching in, recovery, all of that stuff. I've been pretty tight recently, so I'm trying to roll it all out. I'll also do my home gym work, so the old rice bags in a backpack, hit my squats, lunges, all of that stuff. I actually had another 20 kg of rice come through just the other day from the Okayama Marathon. I'd already had my Kanazawa lot. These boxes are my rice collection. I've got enough for years worth here. But I'm watching the Hakone Ekiden in the moment, got that going right here. It's always so unpredictable like how it's going to end up. So many changes because you're relying on the team. It's like one guy has a bad leg and the whole team's screwed. There's so much pressure. You see these guys like absolutely killing it. Actually, just before this, I don't think I was filming, but some guy collapsed with about 10 meters to go, like fully hit the deck.
繰り上げ10秒切っている7秒7秒6秒繰り上げまで5秒5秒繰り上げになってしまう今スタートしました
They give it absolutely everything. And I'm conscious I don't want to repeat stuff from last year's video, because I feel like I gave a pretty good breakdown explanation of what the Hakone Ekiden is, like why it's so popular, how it all works. So I'd say check that one out if you haven't. This one, we're sort of just following along, we're seeing how the race plays out. And what's mad, it attracts people that usually have no interest in running. It somehow goes way beyond the like running, even the sports market, and you just have all these casuals, like millions of Japanese people tuning in for this relay. I think the rest of the world need to take note, clearly, because running is absolutely dead at a professional level. I've mentioned this before in videos, it's probably the worst marketed sport on earth. Even though there's this running boom, everyone's participating, it doesn't trickle down, or I guess up in a way, to the top level, like the pros. No one cares. But they've somehow managed to nail it here with the New Year's Ekiden yesterday, and then this Hakone, like the university one. Like I was working in cafes around the New Year's time, and I kept hearing people around me chatting to their friends about the Ekidens. It's fully front page news. There's posters up all around the city, the trains all decked out in Hakone themes. These students are the last of the rockstar runners. Oh, this is mad. A fresher here. What is he, first year? So about 19. He's just missed the record on this stage. Jesus Christ. So the pace there, it was just under half marathon. But if they'd have run the extra 200 meters, he'd have ran a 60-minute half marathon as a fresher, 19-year-old. There's just so many mad things going on in this race. And now they're on to the hill climb, the Hakone specialists here. And that lad they just showed there, he's a 2:06 marathoner, again, uni student. So the level here, oh, it's just mad. So now we've got a not so mystery package unboxing. I can just see from here where this is from. You know, I hit 100k subscribers, I don't know, a month back maybe. It's crazy, we're on like 110 something now. But you might know that when you hit that mystical figure, you actually get a little present from YouTube themselves. This is what we're gonna open up now. All of that graft, the hard work was for this. I've actually never seen one of these plaques in person, so let's crack this open and take a look. Oh, baby, that is legit. Oh, look at the glisten, real silver. Now, you can tell they've cheapened them over the years. I think because obviously more and more people are hitting 100,000. Apparently they've been getting smaller and smaller, but you know what? That's still pretty clean. And the coolest bit is it actually has the channel name here. Presented to Ran to Japan for passing 100,000 subscribers. Oh, hang on, we've got a little letter as well here. This is from Neil Mohan, the YouTube CEO himself. Do you remember your first subscriber, your 100th or your 1000th? Chances are that you do, but we know that you'll definitely remember your 100,000th subscriber. You're damn right. I've got it on video the moment we hit. It was a legendary moment. I can't believe it's happened in just 1 year. It's actually crazy. So yeah, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The Ran to Japan army, all of you guys watching these videos, absolute legends. Let's keep this channel rolling. Upgrade this silver to a gold very soon. 1 milli. Subscribe harder, not smarter. Now let's check in with the Ekiden as the teams pass over from the 4th to 5th leg runners. Guys, all going down in this Ekiden. We've just had Waseda, my arch rivals, take the lead. So they snuck into the top position. And we've got this unbelievable student runner, Kudo. He's absolutely smashing up this mountain, but he's being closed in by the best student of all time in Japan, this 2:06 marathoner, who's absolute machine on the hill as well. I think the gap's going to be too big though. So it looks like at the end of this day one, it's going to be Waseda in the lead. And then last year's winners, Aoyama Gakuin. They've just made the pass into 3rd, but I assume they'll probably catch 2nd. So they're going to be close, it looks like, to the lead. And what's sick about this, it really is like the Tour de France of running, because every stage has completely different dynamic. Like you have your hill specialist, and then tomorrow, the 6th leg is the reverse. So it's a downhill half marathon where they'll actually smash the half marathon world record. It'll be like a 56 half, but you're absolutely caning it down this mountain. And half the challenge is just trying to stay on your feet, like around these corners, you're weaving around. Like you can see the course here as they're moving up. It's brutal. I don't know if the TV even does it justice, but this is a proper mountain. Right, I'm getting distracted. Time to stuff the backpack with rice and bang a few gym exercises. And Hakone Day 1 ended with one of the greatest running performances I've ever seen. Kuroda, the Aoyama Gakuin runner, somehow closed an impossible time deficit up the mountain, taking the lead from Waseda. He put nearly 3 minutes into a bunch of 60-minute half marathon runners. So I'm calling it now. Kuroda will win a marathon major in the next couple years and be Japan's first ever 2:03 marathoner. You heard it here first. Now all this excitement from Hakone is the fuel I need to hit the streets and rip some of my own speed. My first bit of hard running this year and tackling my kryptonite, those fast twitch fibers. I had Sota on the cam who put in a great shift himself getting these shots, and you can see more of the session in detail on his channel. But I knocked out 3x3k in 8:57, 8:58 and 9:01 with 3-minute jog recoveries. This would have been about half marathon pace before Valencia Marathon, but now it's probably closer to 10k after I gradually build back up after being wiped out with a heavy illness straight after that race. I've got some issues around my iron, which I'll chat about in next week's vid, but I might have to take a much slower first half to this year than I'd planned. This was some solid work bank though, so the comeback starts now. And we're back with day 2 of the Hakone Ekiden, which is well underway, and that tight gap at the end of the first was blown right open as Aoyama smashed multiple stage records to assert their dominance on the rest of the field. But in Ekiden, it's never over till it's over, and things change in an instant. Plus, the battle for first isn't the only factor. There's also the all-important top 10 finishes to play for, which give automatic qualification into next year's Hakone, and always end in tears or jubilation for those teams on the cusp. I couldn't resist the atmosphere on the final leg, so hopped on a quick train over to the course to soak in the vibes. Every metre of the 100km out and back course is lined with spectators, many of whom have absolutely no interest in running at all. But the Ekiden is its own beast, an event that truly transcends the sport. So I'm on the 10th leg now, we're about 5k from the finish and it's absolutely packed. I'm trying to find a place and they've got all the fan groups, I see some flags up there, so we'll wander along, see if we can find a gap. But it looks like the wind's wrapped up for Aoyama. I think they've got about a 2-minute gap at the moment, but Kokugakuin put in a massive shift on that second day. They closed it into second, Waseda slipping down, so it's all action. And that's why this race is so good, it's so unpredictable. Every leg brings different challenges, different environments, and if you compare this to the world majors or whatever, the major marathons, they're just so boring, so predictable. You've got one pack running the same pace, even splits. You kind of know the favourite on paper is usually always the winner, whereas this, it's just a complete game changer. And the level just seems to rise every year, with Aoyama holding on for the win and decimating the event record. For the 10 legs, each roughly a half marathon distance, they average 2:56 per kilometre, and that's including a monster mountain climb in there. So with many of these students going on to join the corporate leagues upon graduation, the future is looking very bright for Japan's running scene. Will we see them extend the gap on the West and close in on East Africa? Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you're new around here, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But this has been Jake with Run to Japan. I'll catch you in the next one. Remember, train harder, not smarter.